Hey guys, hope you all are well. Welcome back to 3D Printing Store. Today we are going to talk about what could possibly be the Ender 3 killer. Now this is Anycubic and this is the Kobra Go. Now why do I say that this could be the Ender killer? Anyone who has been involved in the 3D printing community for a while knows that the Ender 3 is unarguably the most popular 3D printer for the size, for the price, for the quality of prints that you get. Ender 3 is the most popular. Now what Anycubic has done is basically, this is an Ender 3 clone, and I think what they've done is trying to make a machine at the most affordable cost possible while still delivering you that quality and that joyfulness that you get out of the Ender 3. So this is the Kobra Go, and there is also a Kobra Neo. Kobra Neo is pretty much exactly the same, except that the build plate is black and you're getting a direct drive with a massive head on it. I don't know why, but this is the Kobra Go, and we are going to be chatting about it today. So as you can see by these clips over here, the Kobra Go is definitely a very, very nice looking machine. From the gold bed to the build to the plastic bits, all the way around, it is quite well finished off. I really like what they've done here, and there are a few things here that I don't like. We will be talking about both of them right now. Let's start with what I like. I really like that Anycubic has made a machine that they are not going to say, oh no, we're gonna do one that's half, a little bit bad, a little bit this, and we're gonna improve it later on. They didn't do that here. We are getting quite a well-finished machine. There's a few things that they can tweak that we will talk about, but as what you get, as we are greeted over here, I'm very happy with terms of the quality. So we are getting a significantly smaller screen, but I'm very happy with this screen because you don't need much more to actually print. So to say preheat, to say go, to say choose what file, this small screen over here surprisingly has a very big, very bright, very colorful display, and everything is readable and legible. So you can understand everything on this screen, what is going on, because it's actually crystal clear, and I'm very happy. I'm not mad about this screen at all. Yes, it is very small, but these buttons are very tactile, very responsive, very nice. And I'm not upset at all with the size of this because everything in it is readable and legible. I have no complaints there. As you can see, this gold bed over here, we have seen this before in other brands. I'm actually quite happy with this. This is the first time that I've printed on this styled build plate that I didn't have to adjust. So the first time I printed on this while adjusting the Z offset, finding that Z offset setting that I like, and printing, that first print was a successful print. On the other ones, there was a few tries, like 3 or 4 tries before I got it quite perfect. It was very easy on this machine. And the first time that I printed on this machine over here, I found on my bottom layer, the texture of this build plate was on the print, and that would actually detour people off of this build plates over here because sometimes you don't want that texture. I actually personally don't mind that texture, I quite like it. But a lot of people don't, and a lot of people will hate that. So what they will do is go to glass. Unfortunately, you can't do glass on this machine because it does have auto bed leveling, but it's a proximity sensor. As you can see over here, this sensor on the side, this orange piece, is the auto bed leveler, and what I don't like is that it's a proximity sensor. Yes, it's cheaper to manufacture, it's cheaper to put in the machine so you can keep your costs down, but if you put glass on this machine to use as a printing surface, that proximity sensor is not going to register the glass. That means you're going to go right through it, break the glass until that sensor senses the base at the bottom, and you don't want that. So I don't like that you cannot put other beds on this unless you find one that will fit, that is not glass. For example, just a build tack or a magnetic build tack. Speaking of this build tack still, it is the really nice familiar gold that we have. Spring steel at the back, and it's actually not silver, it is gold. I'm really intrigued by this build plate. Like I said, it was out of all of the gold build plates that I have printed with on other brands and this one was actually my favorite. So I really like this build plate. I don't like the texture because other people won't like the texture. Once again, I don't mind it, but if that's something that you don't want to do, if you want to print to have something look like it was injection molding, you're not going to get that from this build plate. So that's something that you must look at as well. One of the key features about this design that I really like is this top bar over here. I'm very happy that they've done this. I am happy that it's not just an aluminum extrusion across the side and there you go, just deal with it. It's really nice that it says Anycubic over here. Really nice filament stand. All in all, it is a fantastically built machine. As you can see, we do have this plastic extruder lever over here, a little bit different to the other brands, but it does look really beefy and bulky, and I'm quite excited to see where that goes. One of the other gripes that I have about this machine design-wise is that I don't really like this blue on the belt tensioners or the hot end and this plate over here. I'm not a fan of the blue. Our manager said that he loves the blue, so it's definitely a personal preference. I would have liked to have seen black or maybe a gray. The blue kind of just, it doesn't really fit into this design for me. We are greeted once again with one screw at the back to move up your Z gantry, and that's pretty much all to be said about the looks of this. Now I want to have a quick chat about the assembly of this machine. It was quite difficult. So one thing that I did notice right off the bat is everything is disassembled. You have to put everything together, which is not that bad. It's not the end of the world. The instructions are incredibly crystal clear. You do know what you're doing. It does show you really well. But one problem that we did find is that when we had assembled this and we wanted to do the leveling failed, and we noticed that every time the Z gantry wanted to move up, it would as if it didn't want to move upwards. Now we stripped it apart, we undid the bolts here, and we found that it is very fine or very small tuning with your eccentric nuts to tighten these wheels over here. Some machines allow a little bit of play. If it's a little bit loose, if it's a little bit tight, you'll see it in your print. However, with this guy, if it's a little bit loose, if it's a little bit tight, it actually doesn't want to move at all. Now that can be good, that can be bad. It can be good because if it's wrong, it's not going to finish its homing. It's going to let you know that, hey, I'm not going to print like this. It could be bad because it took us quite a while to get this to its perfect operating procedure and everything nice and fine-tuned. So that was a little bit more difficult to do on this Anycubic machine. Once we got it going, it was a dream. This machine printed actually comparably to the Creality Enders, and as you'll see at the end of this clip, we did print these dice over here. This is the one that I printed on the Creality Ender 3 V2 Neo, and these ones over here are the ones that I printed on the Kobra Go. Now, if I look at them, and we will see this at the end of the video, the quality in terms of the print is very comparable. It's very nice. It's very on par with each other, and I was quite happy to see that because you do get a lot of companies, no brand names, whatever, have Ender 3 clone and it's 2,000 Rand cheaper. Fantastic, you buy it and it is an absolute nightmare to print. It prints terribly. I was really happy that this Anycubic Kobra Go was able to print on par with the Enders. You are getting the same build volume, so if you don't have that much of the budget, I do recommend this. This is actually currently our cheapest 3D printer at the moment at 3D Printing Store, and I am not detoured at all. I definitely do think that it is worth the bang for buck. It is worth the price you pay. Yes, there is some things that can be improved. yes, there are some things that are actually great on it. I do believe it actually stands out on its own as a beginner's machine. I do not think that if you are doing production printing for a long time and you need multiple machines, I don't think this is the one for you. I do seriously suggest that if you are a beginner, if you're getting into 3D printing and you're looking to buy your first machine, go for this Kobra Go. Go for it. It's a fantastic machine. It's great build quality. It's user-friendly in terms of its interface. Now, as you will see now with the screen is really, really nice, and I'm very happy to see the legibility of this tiny screen. All the functions are right here. We will do the leveling now. I'm very, very happy with this, and I do think that users will be able to easily navigate this screen system over here. So guys, once again, this is the Anycubic Kobra Go, maybe possibly the Ender 3 killer. I do think maybe if they bring out a version 2, if they fine tweak some stuff, I would really, really hope that they don't put a proximity sensor on. I would much rather have it have no auto bed leveling, give us the knobs at the bottom without the proximity sensor, that we can do gloss and we can do other printing surfaces. Maybe that is something that they will do in the future. I really, really hope so. But as it stands today, I am very, very happy with this machine. It is very, very nice. It is very, very intriguing. It is well finished. The cabling is nice. The fit and finish of the machine is great. I'm very, very pleased to say that we do have stock of these guys and the Kobra Neos. And if you want more information on them, go check out our website. It's the link down below, and you will go to these products directly. Stay tuned for next week and the week after, where we're going to talk about our new Anycubic resin printers. We have the M3, the M3 Plus, the M3 Premium, and the M3 Max. Next week, we're going to talk about the M3. Very, very excited about that. Stay tuned. It is quite featureful, and I'm very, very excited to share that with you guys. Let's see how this guy prints. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next week.